They're coming to get you, Barbara.
Hello, Milwaukee. Hello, the internet, and welcome to week 3 of Milwaukee Records Live Scream Theater, brought to you by the 2020 Milwaukee Film Festival, happening right now as we speak. Milwaukee Film Festival running until October 29th. You can find out everything you need to know, all the films that are in this year's festival. There's close to 200 titles. How to watch the films. It's an all-virtual festival this year. Find out everything you need to know at mkefilm.org. My name is Matt. Hello. How are you doing? Can you believe we're this deep into October already? Halloween, right around the corner. My favorite time of year. I'm sure it's your favorite time of year as well. Been throwing myself into the season, trying to just absorb everything I can, and doing this and watching these movies every Friday night with you has been a big part of that. So thank you very much. Hopefully it's a little fun part of your Halloween tradition as well. What is LiveSCREAM Theater? If this is the first time you're tuning in, it's very simple. We get together, we watch some old public domain horror movies on the internet, and then we type along in the comments and make some jokes, and we have a nice time. It's just a nice way to spend a Friday night in October, and you shouldn't be doing anything anyway, right? There's a pandemic going on, so you should be at home anyway. So hopefully, you shouldn't be doing anything on a Friday night during a pandemic. Hopefully you're just doing this. So thanks again for tuning in. We have one more. My goodness, I was going to say two. There's only one more installment of LiveSCREAM Theater. That'll be next week, and then we're done. So thanks for tuning in to the penultimate episode. As they say, let's talk about tonight's film. Tonight's film answers the age-old question: which came first? A script, or random footage of Boris Karloff puttering around an old castle for 80 minutes? I'm speaking, of course, about the 1963 Roger Corman classic, The Terror, starring the one and only Boris Karloff, and also starring the one and only Jack Nicholson in an early role here as a French soldier, and Karloff as like I said, just a guy who kind of farts around an old castle set for 80 minutes. This film has a very, very strange and very complex production history, and we'll get into a little of that later. I would highly recommend you just go to the Wikipedia page and try to follow along with how strange and convoluted this production became. We'll get into a little bit of that as we go. All you really need to know going into this before we begin is A, it's 80 minutes. Always a good thing. B, it's Roger Corman in his definitely in his Edgar Allan Poe phase, right? He had just completed doing The Raven, and he had still yet to do, I think, the Mask of the Red Death. That was coming up. So he was deep into his Poe period. But The Terror was kind of his attempt to do his own Poe-like story. This is not based on anything. This is an original screenplay. And but it does have that vibe, and as we'll learn later, uses most of the same sets from a previous Poe production. So, classic Roger Corman. That's all you really need to know, other than the fact that, again, LiveSCREAM Theater is brought to you by the 2020 Milwaukee Film Festival. The fest is going on now. You can get tickets online. Passes are on sale now. You get those tickets, you put them into your smart TV or your smart device, and you can watch pretty much, not all, but pretty much any of the films on demand whenever you want during the entire festival, which, like I said, runs to the 29th. So it's pretty fantastic. So check that out. And thanks to Milwaukee Film for letting me do this and having this be a part of our yearly sponsorship of the film festival, which includes our proud sponsorship of the Cinema Hooligante program, which has some nice titles in it this year as well. So check that all out at mkefilm.org. Now, let's get to the movie, which I'm not going to say this is a great movie. I'm not going to say this is an exciting movie. It certainly is not. I'll be generous and say that it has a mood. You know, it's one of those movies that puts me to sleep 99% of the time. I only just recently saw the ending in like one sitting, so that's something. The colors are nice. The photography's good. Nicholson, very handsome. Karloff, puttering around an old castle for 80 minutes. Here we go, 1963's The Terror.
was separated from my regiment at Arstadt. Do you have any drinking water? I'm very thirsty.
Clear water from the mountain.
Thank you. Hello. I'd like a word with you. You never said goodbye to me. In fact, you never even said hello. It isn't an act of treason to talk to me. I'm a weary, disillusioned soldier, and you're the only pleasant sight that I've seen in 7 months. Go ahead, it's permitted for you to laugh. Wait, you haven't told me your name.
My name's Elaine. Come on, I want to show you something.
What's wrong?
Rest yourself, young man. You're safe here. Here, take this for your strength. God knows help is a very rare thing in this forest. Take it whenever it's offered to you.
That bird, he attacked me.
I'm afraid you're wrong. She's quite harmless. Here. Hold out your arm. She only seems dangerous. Actually, she's very affectionate, which is very unusual for a girl.
Take it back.
Oh, that is too bad. Little girl liked him, didn't you? This is Gustav. He brought you here. Gustav fed your horse.
Where is Helene?
This is Helene.
No, not the bird. The girl. Where is the girl?
There is no girl.
Of course there's a girl. I saw her. She spoke to me.
Perhaps you were tired from your long journey and had a pleasant illusion. Gustav, have you ever seen a girl here? Gustav sometimes imagines things. If he could speak, I think we would find that his mind is warped. Such is the will of God, to endow and deprive. The only thing of beauty you'll find in this forest is Helene.
Hello. I was afraid you'd drown. So you are real. I started to think. Who are you? quicksand. The girl was trying to kill me.
She knows not what she does. Her will is not her own.
You mean she's insane?
Possessed. She needs your help.
Help? How can I help her?
The castle of the Baron von Lepp. You will find her there. I can say no more. There's great danger. Find Eric. Eric knows.
The ride to Colburn is long and far safer by day. If you leave now, you can rejoin your regiment by dusk.
Where is Gustav?
What do you want him for?
I want him to show me where the castle of the Baron von Lepp is.
No one's lived in the castle for years. And besides, Gustav has gone away for a few days.
Perhaps you'd show me the way to the castle.
Why are you so interested in the Baron?
I never said that I was. But the girl that I followed last night and spoke to, I believe that she lives there.
Told you. There is no girl.
That is nonsense. You recognize her, don't you?
No.
I'll find the castle myself.
No, wait!
Don't go to the castle. I have told you the truth. There is no girl. Mark me, you are getting yourself into things beyond your understanding. Leave now, while you can.
I intend to find her.
Please don't tell the Baron that I am here.
Hello? Is anyone here? Hello? It's me, Andre. In the name of the government of France, I order you to open this door.
Your pardon, young sir. I was at my devotions. I did not hear you.
Whew. A thrill a minute, isn't it? It's just, like I said up top, it creates a mood. and that's being generous. But we've seen now, we've met Jack Nicholson, and now we've finally met Boris Karloff in his, Jack meeting Karloff in his castle. This, like I said, one of my favorite subgenres of Roger Corman films, and that is just, hey, we've got a star, we've got a couple days, and we have some money left over, we have some old sets from something we just did, let's just make another movie. We have 3 days, why not? So that's kind of what happened here. Corman had just finished completing shooting The Raven, the Edgar Allan Poe adaptation of The Raven. He shot that with Boris Karloff, Jack Nicholson also in that. And Corman realized, hey, we got these sets, let's just do another movie. So let's just make something up. So he basically got Karloff for 2 days and literally just filmed him wandering around this castle set with kind of no rhyme or reason. And just, thought like, well, we'll come up with something later. We'll figure out a story, we'll figure out a script, we'll figure out a movie later. But hey, we got Karloff for a weekend. We've got this set. They're literally, apparently, like tearing down the set as Corman and Karloff are kind of like running around and grabbing shots. And let's come up with a movie afterwards. A great way to work. God bless Roger Corman. I'm sure you've noticed that another actor in this film is a LiveSCREAM alum, Dick Miller, who was in last week's A Bucket of Blood. In this film, curiously, he's credited as Richard Miller, so this is a real serious deal here. Dick Miller, who is fantastic, I talked about him a lot last week. He had some nice things, interesting things to say about this film in particular. And he gave an interview to the AV Club back in 2012. Dick Miller passed away, sadly, last year at the ripe old age of 90. And here's what Dick had to say, his some reminiscence about The Terror. Dick said, "The Terror was a beauty. Nobody knew where we were going. I don't think Roger did. I don't think screenwriter Leo Gordon did. I got a call from Roger. He says, 'We're doing a picture. We're shooting some of the scenes now and some of it a little later.' When I got the script, I said, 'This doesn't make any sense.' Corman says, 'There's a lot of scenes with Boris Karloff and we gotta use him this weekend or he's gone.' I said, 'What's the story?' He says, 'There is no story. We'll shoot the scenes and then we'll write a story around those scenes.'" There you go. A fantastic way to work, and like I said, kind of a typical Roger Corman production. And there's even, more to this production story as we go along. I'll get into a little more of that later, but it gets very complicated, and let's just say that Francis Ford Coppola gets involved as well, as he often does, right? So let's get back to the film here on LiveSCREAM Theater, once again brought to you by the 2020 Milwaukee Film Festival, happening now through October 29th. Get your tickets, get your passes, get everything you need to know about how to enjoy this all-virtual fest at mkefilm.org. And let's get back to the film. It's things are going to get a little trippy, just a little bit. And we'll talk more about kind of the convoluted production of this film at the next break. So, back to it. The Terror. Oh, but first, some messages from our other sponsors.
Take a good look at Elvira, because TV24 and 93QFM are having an Elvira lookalike contest. If you think you can look like her, send TV24 a photo of yourself in full-length costume. Write your name, address, and phone number on the back, and send it to TV24 by Friday, February 8th. You'll have a chance to win a color TV plus other great prizes, and a chance to host your own movie on TV24 dressed as Elvira. Are you the Elvira of Milwaukee? Prove it.
Hello, darling. Watch The Real Elvira this Saturday night at 9. She's hosting Dr. Heckle and Mr. Hype, an anti-classic. Like I said, watch The Real Elvira and then compare her to me as I host my very own movie. Watch Elvira at 9, then watch me at 11. We really do look alike, you'll see.
I'm sorry, sir. But surely I made enough noise to awaken the dead.
The government of France. I've seen the uniforms of many governments in my time. What would a soldier of France be wanting here?
Shelter, for one thing. Permit me to introduce myself, Lieutenant André Duvalier, 5th Chasseur.
Baron Victor Frederick von Lepp. I suggest you will find better shelter at the village inn.
Thank you, Baron. But I've had my fill of village inns. Surely you wouldn't want to inconvenience a French officer.
Come in. What you see, Lieutenant, are the remains of a noble house. Relics, ghosts of past glories.
A noble heritage is something to be proud of, Baron. I'm afraid we've forgotten that in France.
Ah, yes. Your name, Duvalier, your family.
My father was the Comte de Valier. Was until they spilled his head into a basket one morning in the Place de la Concorde.
Forgive me for reviving painful memories. You must be cold and tired, Lieutenant. Some cognac?
I'd like that, Baron. Thank you.
Sit down. Stefan?
Yes, Baron.
Cognac for our guest.
Yes, Baron.
Baron, I wonder if I might ask, who was the young woman I saw in the window before you came to the door?
Young woman? Oh, I'm afraid you're mistaken.
No, I'm not mistaken. I saw her. Dark hair and eyes, about 20.
Well, I'm quite sure you think you saw someone, but...
Baron, I am in full possession of my faculties.
Please, allow me to show you something. You should never believe everything your eyes tell you, young man. Is that the girl you think you saw?
Yes, of course.
Before you say anything else, examine the portrait closely, the signature, and above all, the date.
$1786? But that's 20 years ago. It's incredible. It's the same girl, and she hasn't changed a bit.
She has been dead for 20 years.
With all respect, Baron, for a ghost, she's a very active young woman.
You're speaking of the Baroness von Lepp, my wife.
I beg your pardon, Baron. I meant no offense. Perhaps the resemblance was not quite as much as I had thought. The girl at the window...
Lieutenant Duvalier, the only occupants of this castle are Stefan and myself. You are the first visitor since the turn of the century.
Of course, Baron.
Stefan will see you to your room.
Thank you.
Hello down there! I'm coming down. Wait for me!
unlock this door. Do you hear me? Unlock this door, I'm gonna shoot through the door.
Through the shadows, sir. He did not see me. He's a strange one, though. He showed no fear.
Well, he must leave at once.
You think perhaps he's not merely a traveler?
Why do you say that?
He might have heard things in the village.
Oh, nonsense. He's a soldier. He doesn't listen to old wives' tales. The important thing is that he leave with all due speed.
I shall see to it, sir.
But of his own accord. We must show him the respect his position and rank demand. Outwardly.
I understand, sir. must you intrude on a dead as well as a living?
If I intrude, Stefan, I shall leave it to my host to so inform me.
Why have you come to Castle Von Lepp? What do you want here?
You seem to have things strangely confused in your mind. You're the servant, not I. I'll ask the questions. This was once a place of worship. Why have the holy objects been removed?
The Baron ordered it. When his wife, the Baroness Ilsa, passed away.
Then this became her tomb?
No, just the entrance to it. The Von Lepp family crypt lies below, beneath the cemetery. She rests there with 4 centuries of Von Lepps. That's been sealed for 20 years.
Nonsense. It must have been open last night. The girl must have passed through here.
As the Baron told you, sir, there is no girl.
No girl. Well, we shall see. Come with me to the stable, Stefan. I wish to attend to my horse.
Wait, Lieutenant. That's what I came to tell you. Your horse is gone. Apparently it bolted during the night.
Impossible. You're lying. Why?
No, sir, I'm not lying.
Hear me well, Stefan. I'm sick of all of these lies. First the old woman, then the Baron, and now you.
The old woman, you mean?
Never mind. What about my horse?
I shall get you another one from the village at once, sir. Believe me, Lieutenant, I have no desire to interfere with your departure from this castle.
You seem very anxious to be rid of me. Is it because you're afraid I might find out about Eric?
Eric?
So there is an Eric. That at least was not a lie.
Lieutenant, please, don't involve yourself in these dead matters. There is nothing here but an old man and his decaying memories. I beg of you, leave him in peace.
Will you join me, Lieutenant?
No, thank you, Baron. I've just come from the stables. My horse is gone.
Your horse is gone?
Yes, I believe it was stolen, Baron.
Oh, impossible. The stable door perhaps was left open and the animal bolted. Not an unusual thing.
In itself, no. But there are certain other mysteries I would like to have explained, Baron, and I mean to have them explained.
How dare you take that tone with me?
I don't mean to be abrupt, but I will have answers.
Well?
Now, why did you remove the portrait of the Baroness from the wall?
I sent it away for renovation. The dampness of these walls puts a mold on the pigment.
You evade very cleverly, Baron. Can you also explain the violin music and the girl in the chapel last night?
You saw her again?
So you admit there's a girl?
Ilsa.
Ilsa, is that her name? Answer me, Baron.
Please, leave me in peace,
If I leave you now, Baron, I will come back with a company of my men and I will tear this place down around your ears until I find her. Is that clear?
Very clear.
All right, now, what happened to the Baroness? Was her death violent?
Yes, her death was violent.
How did she die?
You spare me nothing. 20 years ago, I was not the man you're looking at now. This land, this estate prospered. My people lived well and were happy. My wife had died some years before, and I was lonely. Then, one day in the village, I saw Ilsa, a peasant girl who'd come to live there with her mother. Oh, I could have taken her. As nobles have taken the daughters of peasants since the beginning of time, but I loved her. And she became the Baroness von Lepp. Almost immediately afterwards, I was called away for military service, a rebellion in the Polish province. I was gone for nearly a year. When the fighting was over, I hurried home to my bride. No one knew of my coming, and I surprised her in her room. She was not alone. She laughed at me, said her bed was not for me to find another. With my own hands, I killed her.
And her lover?
Stefan took care of him. Later, I gave out a story that she had died of some malaise. No one ever knew of her betrayal of me, or how, in fact, she did die.
Except for Stefan.
For 20 years, I've not set foot beyond the walls of this castle. I've lived here alone with the memory of the dreadful thing I did that night. That is my penance.
And now you believe what? That the ghost of Ilsa has come back to relieve you of your penance? Is that it?
Yes.
How long has the spirit been coming to the castle?
It all began 2 years ago. At first I was terrified, but now I'm eager for our every meeting.
One more question, Baron. Has anyone else except yourself seen the spirit? Stefan, for instance.
You think I'm mad, don't you?
Right now, Baron, I'm not sure just what I think.
But don't forget, you saw her too. Perhaps we're both mad.
The terror continues, doesn't it? It just continues, and it doesn't seem to end. Hello, welcome back to the me portion of LiveSCREAM Theater. I am Matt. I am your host. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for sticking with us. Thanks for typing along and commenting along. Always a ton of fun to be doing that live here on a Friday night for LiveSCREAM Theater, brought to you by the 2020 Milwaukee Film Festival, happening now through October 29th. Find out everything you need to know about the fest at mkefilm.org. Let's talk about some of the stars of this film. Jack Nicholson in a very early role. In 1963, Jack was about 26 years old. Boris Karloff, meanwhile, was about 76 when this film was released. He would live another 5 years or so before he died. A legend of the silver screen, Boris Karloff, and another legend as well, Jack Nicholson. Karloff and Nicholson had both just gotten done, finished working on Roger Corman's previous film, The Raven, when this one came along. And, it started out as, like we said before, kind of one of these deals where Roger Corman had some sets laying around and a weekend with Boris Karloff. So he said, hey, let's just make up a new movie. Let's shoot some scenes. We'll make up a movie afterwards. Things got very complicated and strange after that, and the production dragged on for a long, long time. And Corman brought in all these other directors, kind of this long list of directors. The most notable of them would be Francis Ford Coppola. A young Coppola came in and directed some reshoots, some new scenes. I think it shot some of the stuff in the very, very beginning of the film on the beach, which was shot in California with Nicholson and the horse and everything. And there were other directors that came in after this, and it just became this very, very long, laborious, bizarre production that was shot over a long period of time. You'll notice, especially like Dick Miller, and I think he's talked about this in interviews, where he, has completely different hair from shot to shot, and he's like heavier, and he has like a suntan in some shots, and then, he'll walk through a door, and then he's pale. It's because it was all shot over a long period of time. The girl, as Jack Nicholson refers to her in this film, the girl is played by Sandra Knight, who at the time was married to Mr. Nicholson. They were husband and wife, and during this film, she became pregnant with their child, and apparently that caused some continuity issues as well. At some point, she became, very, very visibly pregnant, so they had to shoot her kind of from the chest up, and so there's all that kind of stuff going on in this film. Speaking of Sandra Knight, she's still alive today, as is Jack, and you can find her online. She has a website, sandraknight.com, I believe, and she creates paintings based on some of the films she did in the 60s, including The Terror. She was only in maybe like 4 or 5 films back in the day, and she did some TV as well, but she was in 5 of these kind of low-budget, Corman-esque features, and she does these very interesting paintings online. I think you can sell them, so check that out. It's an interesting look at the history of this thrilling film. Again, like I said, it creates a mood, doesn't it? So let's get back to that mood. The Terror here on LiveSCREAM Theater, brought to you by the 2020 Milwaukee Film Festival. But first, some words from some other sponsors.
Hello, darlings. It's little old me, Milwaukee's favorite movie and party hostess, Elvira, Mistress of the Dark. I'm going shopping at my favorite party shop, Partyland. Yes, I'll be there personally and in living color with free gifts. Oh, that must be my boyfriend, the breather, to tell you where and when.
Thursday, October 17th, Partyland 12th in Mitchell, 4:30 to 6:30. 104th in Silver Springs, 7 to 9. Friday, October 18th, 91st in Beloit, 4:30 to 6:30. Ruby Island, Brookfield, 7 to 9.
See you there, darlings.
Ilsa. The name sounds strange to me here by the sea.
It is your name. Don't you remember?
My name is Helene. The old woman told me.
She lies.
She summoned me from the sea.
You must go back. Your soul is troubled, Ilsa.
Go back? To Eric?
To the sea.
Only when the sea enters the crypt. We shall rest there together, he and I, beneath the sea.
It is an evil thing. You must not do it, Ilsa.
I must obey the old woman.
The Frenchman, he can help you, Ilsa.
Andre? She warns you, Gustav. Do not interfere. She's been patient with you long enough, but no more.
Tetragrammaton, tetragrammaton. Metroton usagla. Metheos sabayoth. O powers of darkness, let the spirit of Ilsa sink deeper, deeper into this mortal form. Helene, be as though you never were. Spirit of Ilsa, see through these eyes. Speak through these lips. Do my bidding. For only then shall you find release from your torment. You are becoming stronger now. Quite strong. Soon you shall have the strength to carry out my vengeance. Vengeance. And the dark powers will set you free, for I have promised them a richer prize.
Good afternoon.
Who are you?
An appropriate question, but I'm afraid I'm the one who should be doing the asking. I'm invited in, of course.
What do you want of me?
You realize that this is the property of the Baron Victor von Lepp? And that is forbidden for any of the villagers to set foot here, much less make it their home? How long have you been living here?
Only 2 months.
Perhaps I should tell you. You see, I've just come from Kleinschmidt, where you are not totally unknown. You've lived here slightly more than 2 years. Your name is Katerina, and you originally come from Colburn, where you were quite unpopular because of, certain activities. They call you Katerina the heretic, the witch.
They were fools.
Why do you live here? What do you want?
I haven't any money. This was the only place that wasn't burned to the ground, so I brought my things in here.
Where did you find the girl?
Is no girl.
I saw her. She was sitting in this chair.
There is no girl.
I know what she is. Old woman, I know what she is. Listen to me, and listen to me very carefully. I don't know what you want, nor do I fully understand your black abilities. But if the two of you have not returned to Colburn within one night, I shall come back here and kill you with my own hands, and burn this place to the ground once and for all.
And you know who once lived here all those years ago?
You know who lived here?
Eric.
Frenchman gone?
No.
Why not?
He now refuses to leave. I don't think he will leave of his own accord.
He must. I gave you definite orders.
Baron, no one knows this officer is here. If he should never arrive in Copeland.
Are you suggesting that...
It's the only way.
That I will never countenance. God knows I have enough upon my conscience without the senseless murder of a young man who never harmed me.
How do you know what harm he plans? You want him wandering around the castle? Do you want him down in the crypt?
Enough. The crypt is no concern of yours.
Come to me. Come to me, Andre. I need you.
Where are you?
What is the meaning of this intrusion?
I'm sorry, Baron. I thought I heard voices.
Does that give you the right to burst into my room unannounced?
I beg your pardon, Baron.
Stefan has gone to the village to get you another horse. It will save us both embarrassment if he will leave the moment he returns.
There can be no doubt of it, sir.
Ilsa?
You're doing the best thing, Lieutenant. The Baron often does things which may seem strange to you and me, but the death of the Baroness was a severe shock to him. One from which I fear he has never fully recovered.
I understand completely, Stefan. Tell me something, Stefan.
If I can.
Who is Eric?
You recall the Baron spoke of returning from the war and finding the Baroness with another?
Yes.
Eric was that other.
Wait!
Gustav.
She has seen you. She loves you. You must help her. Tonight, her soul cries out for release. Go back.
I've waited for you so long.
I've been searching for you, to help you, but you wander in strange places at strange hours.
You're really here.
Of course I'm here. And I'll never leave you again.
Never. When the night comes, I get cold. My arms and my shoulders get cold. I don't like the night. I want to be free of it.
You are free.
Only in here, in this holy place.
No. Everywhere with me. You must come away with me now.
No, I can't. Not until...
Until what?
The crypt. It must be destroyed. And with it, the dead.
Don't speak of the dead anymore. You're with me now.
I am possessed of the dead.
You're a warm, living woman. Who has told you these things?
The dead.
In Paris, they're doing wonderful things to discover the nature of the mind. I'll take you there. There are doctors who can free you from this.
From the dead.
The dead cannot reach out from the grave. You must come away with me now.
No. I'm afraid. The night.
There's nothing to be afraid of. You see? Love me and there is no fear.
Yes, Andre. I do love you.
Then come away with me. Wait here. It's all right.
Elsa, my love, you are not alone. I am here with you now. Soon I will join you in eternal sleep. Stefan will flood the crypt and seal us here together with our love. Elsa. 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 Why do you not talk to me?
I am here, Victor. I've been waiting for you.
My love. My love.
You know what you must do.
Anything I will do that I dare not. Do not ask me, I beg of you.
You must, or we can never be together.
No, I cannot, I dare not.
Look at me, Victor.
Elsa, why do you torment me so?
You must do it, Victor. Only then can we be together. Only then, Victor.
I cannot. I dare not. My soul will be damned to eternal perdition.
Let me see who you really are. No! Don't go back! You must not! No! No! Let me go! What kind of a woman are you? Where are you? Who are you? Helene!
Welcome back. Are you still with us? Are you still hanging in there for the roller coaster ride that is The Terror? You know, actually, the more I watch this movie, the more I do enjoy it. And I've said before, it does create a mood. And it's, and that's more than you can say for a lot of films. So while this is, I think, far from Corman's finest hour, there is something about this film that does kind of grab me. And I do enjoy watching it. So thanks for watching along with us. Let's talk more about Dick Miller, shall we? Dick Miller, again, had a lot to say about The Terror and kind of the strange production that surrounded it. Back in 2012, he spoke to the AV Club again, and he had more to say about the film. Dick Miller said, "So we worked on this picture and shot for 3 days with Boris. Interesting stuff. Fade out, fade in. It's about 3 months later or so. I don't know what the time was. And Corman says, 'We're going to finish that picture.' I said, 'What picture?' He said, 'That thing. It's now called The Terror.' I said, 'All right.' He said, 'We're going up to Big Sur. We're going to shoot up there.' And we went up there. That's where I met what's-his-name, who makes the wine, Coppola. Coppola was up there. They had a couple directors on that picture, but Coppola did most of it." Fantastic reminiscence there by the one and only Dick Miller. And Dick also has something to say about kind of the scene we're going to be, the final big exciting conclusion we have coming up here of The Terror. No big spoilers here. But he also said, "We shot up there and it didn't make any sense, and they were rewriting in a hurry." And Corman says, "All right, this is what we're going to do. In this scene, you're going to explain everything that happened in the picture." I said, "How are you going to make me do that?" He said, "Jack's going to beat you up." I said, "Okay, fine." So they put in the famous against the wall scene. No, it wasn't me, it was him, and he did that, and they did it, and we did it to each other. And I was like, okay, that explains it? So let's get to that famous, as Dick Miller called it, the famous against the wall scene, which, yes, he is correct, just kind of explains everything that has been happening for the past, 70 minutes or so. It's just like, here's what it's all about. So let's get back to it. The Terror, the terrifying conclusion of The Terror here on LiveSCREAM Theater, brought to you by the 2020 Milwaukee Film Festival, happening now online. Find everything you need to know about it at mkefilm.org. Thanks for sticking around. Thanks for commenting along. And let's first hear some words from our other sponsors.
The curtain rises again at the Riverside Theater for the Broadway production of Gigi starring Louis Jourdain.
This is Maxime. This is the Riverside. The whole thing, of course, is Paris, and this is where Gigi, our new stage production, takes place. And in it, I sing Thank Heaven for Little Girls. I remember it well, and I'm glad I'm not young anymore.
January 8th through the 13th. Tickets are on sale now at the Riverside Box Office, 116 West Wisconsin, at all Ticketrons or by phone, 271-2000.
Is there a doctor in the village?
His illness is not of the flesh. I've seen this before. In a day or two, his mind will return. We can only wait.
The Baron tells me you've been with him since the Polish campaign.
That is true.
Then you must have been in this castle for 20 years. You must know every section of the estate. He's regaining consciousness.
No. He often moans during these seizures.
You have keys. Fetch them. I'd like to see the chapel.
The chapel?
Yes, if you don't mind.
Hinges are rusted solid.
Do you have a crowbar?
Yes, come with me.
What is it?
That light there. That's the Baroness's bedroom in the tower. The room's been sealed ever since that night. Not even the Baron would enter.
Come with me.
Only the Baron has the key to this lock. Lieutenant, don't! The Baron should find out we've entered this room.
Baroness have a child?
I don't know. I never thought she did.
You spare me nothing.
Baron, if you'll permit me, I think that I can explain.
Stefan.
Forgive me, Baron. I only have...
Stefan! Take this gun. Escort this gentleman from the castle. If he resists, kill him.
Yes, Baron. Lieutenant.
My love. My love.
I am here, Victor.
I'm weary, Elsa. My soul cries out for relief.
There is but one way, Victor.
No. The holy covenants of God forbid it.
You will be forgiven.
If I could be sure.
Take your life as you took mine. Let your own hand destroy you and bring us together forever. Forever. No more torment, Victor. Forever. Forever.
I will, Elsa. I will. I promise you, Lieutenant, if you return to Von Lepp Castle, I shall not hesitate to kill you.
Lie to me about the girl. Call it off.
Doesn't matter now. You're too late. Tonight he damns himself. Yes, even now she taunts him to his own eternal doom.
You control the girl just as you control that bird. How? Mesmerism?
Mesmerism, you fool.
Why? Answer me, old woman, or I'll break your neck.
To avenge myself on the Baron von Lepp. She will drive him to God's one unpardonable sin. Suicide.
For what offense? What has the Baron done to you?
He killed my son, Eric.
Eric was your son?
Yes. And tonight the Baron pays for Eric's life with his own immortal soul.
She spoke of destroying the crypt.
Too late. Too late.
To him. He's locked himself in the crypt.
Eric is avenged.
Eric avenged?
She's used the girl as a puppet to drive the Baron to suicide.
But why?
She thinks it was the Baron that killed her son. She never knew it was you.
What do you mean? He killed my Eric.
Eric is her son?
You murderer!
No, wait! Don't you see now it was all a lie? The Baron did return that night to find Eric with the Baroness, and he did kill her. But there was a struggle, and in the fight, it was not Eric who died, but the Baron. I killed the Baron.
Then Eric is still alive?
He took the Baron's place, and for 20 years, no one has known. But he took the Baron's place in mind as well as body. In his mind, he is the Baron von Lepp.
The crypt. She's told him to flood the cellars. Now they'll both be killed. Eric.
Flood the cellars? How?
There's a tunnel that leads from the sea to the crypt.
Come with me.
He's locked it from the inside.
chapel. I may need you.
No, not the chapel. I may not enter the house of God. I have made my pact with another. No, closer,
I am here, Elsa, my love. This time, forever.
Now, Victor. Now. I am waiting.
Hurry, Victor, hurry.
Now, Victor, bring the sea into the crypt to mantle us forever. We will be together again, Victor. Together with our love here beneath the sea. Come to me, my love. Draw the veil. Look at me. And see how eagerly I await your embrace.
What have you done to me?
I have damned you as you damned me. The part of me that loved you lies there, Victor, rotting in the coffin. Look at it. See what your evil love has done to me and die with that vision in your brain.
Why have you done this to me?
I am the spirit of Ilsa that your unholy sin gave over to the dark powers. But now, by giving your immortal soul to them, I will be free, Eric.
You're safe now. It's over. It's over. Do you understand? You're free now.
Free? Andre.
In this horror chiller, set in 19th century Europe, an intriguing and beautiful mystery woman keeps reappearing to Napoleon army officer and leads him to the castle of the elderly Baron von Lepp. Once at the castle, the officer discovers that the mystery woman is just a pawn of an old witch who is bent on driving the Baron to suicide. Great cast, intriguing, eerie story, and classic producing and directing make this film one of Roger Corman's best movies. Fans of Jack Nicholson should not miss this early effort of one of the greatest actors of all times. One of Roger Corman's best movies. That is a stretch, I would say. Thanks so much. That was The Terror. Like I said, far from Corman's best, but it was something, wasn't it? And the last bit and the flood and everything is great. Corman apparently wanted to do something. That was just one of the things he had in mind, one of the only things he had in mind at the very beginning of this, was that it had to end with a flood, because so many of his Poe pictures ended with fires. He wanted to do something different, so he wanted to end it with water. So very clever of you, Roger Corman. God bless you. Still alive today. That concludes week 3. And by the way, thank you, Lakefront. Enjoying some Lakefront IPA. That concludes week 3 of Milwaukee Records LiveSCREAM Theater. As always, brought to you by the 2020 Milwaukee Film Festival, the all-virtual Milwaukee Film Festival, happening right now. Get your tickets, get your passes, get all the information you need on how to watch the films, how to enjoy the films. Get it all at mkefilm.org. Thanks so much for hanging out. This is a lot of fun, and I really enjoy doing this, so thank you very much. I have one more week to go next week, and that'll conclude this season of LiveSCREAM Theater, so tune in. It'll be on a Friday night as well, barring any disastrous technical problems. But yeah, I guess that's it. So yeah, thanks for joining in. This is a lot of fun. Hope you have a great night. Enjoy the rest of your October. Soak it all in. Just throw yourself into the season. What a great time of year this is. Enjoy the Milwaukee Film Festival. It's great. Check it all out. And let's, as we always do, let's say goodbye with an incredible sign-off song, courtesy of our pal, Rick Hatchke. Rick?
Baby, don't you cry, 'cause I'm gonna buy you a lullaby, and it's gonna cost me $18.95. Baby, don't you cry. And $18.95's insane for something I could get from the public domain, but it is sweet like a sugar cane, and it will resolve all your pain. Baby, don't you cry, 'cause I'm gonna buy you a lullaby, and it's gonna cost me $18.95. So baby, don't you you cry. This lullaby is so nice, warm like a bowl of rice, so much joy that it'll entice. The only problem is that price. Baby, don't you cry, 'cause I'm gonna buy you a lullaby, and it's gonna cost me $18.95. So baby, don't you cry. Its words will wipe your tears, eliminate all your fears. You better use it throughout the years, with a cost unlike its peers. Baby, don't you cry, 'cause I'm gonna buy you a lullaby, and it's gonna cost me $18.95. So baby, don't you cry. Baby, don't you cry, because I'm gonna buy you a lullaby, and it's gonna cost me